Hare Krishna. So this morning we'll be reading from I Will Build You a Temple, the Juhu story by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Yes, Swami Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll start from prayer. Om Ajnana Timidandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvichesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading from the Juhu story, I Will Build You a Temple, chapter 2nd, October 1973 to January 1977. Chapter entitled Facing Challenges. With new heading, new alias, which starts with the glorification of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj qualities. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Starts with that Gopal Krishna Maharaj, how he was very expert at political and diplomatic dealings. So we'll read from page number 321, fourth paragraph. On June 25th, acting at the behest of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, India's President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad declared a national state of emergency in response to prevailing internal disturbance within the country. The order gave the Prime Minister the authority to rule by decree, allowing her to suspend elections and curtail civil liberties. Most of Gandhi's political opponents were imprisoned, and the press was concerned. In effect, she became a dictator. 2 days later, at a press conference at the Dallas airport, a reporter asked Prabhupada, quote, "Would you comment on the political situation in India now? What do you think about Mrs. Gandhi's?" Unquote. but Prabhupada avoided speaking against her. Quote, well, we are not very much concerned with political situation, unquote. So Prabhupada is giving statement over here that devotees are not concerned about the political situation. Why? Because devotees are totally dependent upon Krishna, Krishna's mercy, and dependent upon the mercy of Krishna's devotees. He said, quote, but our proposition is that anything, whether political, social, economical, or philosophical, without Krishna is all zero. So far as Mrs. Gandhi is concerned, she is inclined to some spiritual understanding. So actually, if she becomes advanced spiritually, then this emergency situation will improve. Otherwise, unquote. He went on to say that dictatorship was not bad if the dictator or monarch was godly, of high moral character and spiritual qualification. So Prabhupada is very much clear over here. The devotees are not concerned about any political group. They don't take the side of any political group. Whoever is supporting Krishna consciousness, who is very pakka in religious principle, he himself is following and is trying to make the citizens also follow. If they are leader, doesn't matter which party is that, whoever is that. Like here, in 1975, I think, emergency was there. So Prabhupada says we are not worried about that. Little appreciation is there. Like Prabhupada says, Indira Gandhi is having some spiritual inclination. If little appreciation is there towards Krishna or for Krishna's devotees, anyone can become advanced in, or he can start his devotional service just from the appreciation. So Prabhupada taught us, we go outside, we distribute books, we distribute prasadam, we chant Hare Krishna on the road, so that people appreciate. And of course, some are not appreciating, but so many are appreciating. It's for their benefit. Of course, we are following the instruction of our Acharya, will get the benefit, but they will get the benefit of appreciating devotee. So Prabhupada writes, or Prabhupada says that Indira Gandhi is having some inclination for spirituality. So he is not worried about that kind of dictatorship or that kind of monarchy, because it is the duty of a king. Nowadays we don't see kings, but it is the duty of a leader. He himself follow Krishna consciousness and he make others also Krishna conscious. So that's the principle Prabhupada is studying here. The Dallas Times Herald covered Prabhupada's arrival, and Prabhupada was especially interested in the newspaper's version of his reply to the question about India's political situation. He liked the favorable statements about Indira Gandhi and asked that the article be saved. Because Prabhupada was also knowing that if we support any particular party, because we don't know, we are in Kali Yuga, anyone can come on the throne, anyone can become king or leader. So we don't know if we support anyone, because people in Kali Yuga, they are very, very envious. So we don't know how he will act when he will get the chance. So Prabhupada is making very clear statement over here. We are just worried about the spreading the message of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada was so concerned about Juhu that he had Ramananda phone and said that Prabhupada wanted a report. I wrote him the next day, quote, I am very sorry that I did not report to you earlier. The foundation of the first tower is already ready except for two footings which are to fall underneath the existing kitchen behind the present temple and which require some special support. Today or tomorrow, the contractor should begin pouring the concrete for the columns which rise above the footings for the first tower. Since Mahatre had stopped our work for about 1 week, just before the heavy rains came, the second excavation got filled with the water. But now we have finished pumping out most of the water and can begin to lay the foundation there. Swarabha Prabhu and the contractor have explained that the foundation is always troublesome, especially during monsoon. So whether it is a building or character, foundation is always troublesome. It's very important. So that's why we have nowadays our ISKCON Youth Forum is doing that value education contest based on Bhagavad-gita in schools, so that students from the very beginning of their life, they can get the proper knowledge so that they can build their strong foundation. So it is mentioned, so Prabhu says, foundation is always troublesome. But that once we come above plinth level, we can lay on slab every 10 or 15 days provided we have sufficient funds. So of course, temple building is totally dependent on funds. But in previous some pages, if we see, Prabhupada says, you just focus on construction, money will come. If we work for Krishna's pleasure, all the facilities will be provided by Krishna. Because we should have that faith. Like here, Mr. Matre's name is there. He also created some trouble. Like this, the name of this chapter also, facing challenges. So many challenges Prabhupada faced. Even for this one land, Hare Krishna land, what to speak of another 107 temples. So many challenges here. Land, Mr. Nair, Matre, then some neighbors, they give some application to police that Kirtan is nuisance. Prabhupada was very angry. How they can call it nuisance? They can say in some other words, but they are calling it nuisance. So that challenge, then another challenge to get NOC to start the temple, because Matre filled the application to get stay on the construction. So many challenges. Like last week in New Bhakta, Devkin Prabhuji was giving class, not class, he was talking about our this Hare Krishna lands history. How devotees, they face so many challenges regarding financial issues or whatever. And then I was talking with whom? I forgot. So he was telling, I think Chaitanya Shastri Prabhu, my roommate. So he was telling, nowadays what problem we have? No any worries about finance or anything else. Devotees are coming, people are coming, money is also coming. Money is like flowing like water in Hare Krishna land. So what problems we have? What challenges we have? Just to determine us so that we can become pakka on this path of devotion. Otherwise, what challenge we have in Hare Krishna land? Nothing. That is also very troublesome for us. Okay. Next paragraph. Quote, our architect Premnath has prepared the final plans for the temple and will submit the plans along with the NOC from the police to the municipality tomorrow. He expects that he can receive the IOD permit and commencement certificate for the temple within 3 to 4 weeks, and he suggests we begin the work without waiting for the monsoon to end. Quote, meanwhile, Saurabh Prabhu has been seeing to minor repairs for the tenants, and Premnath also had a meeting with the tenants to discuss the overall development of the land. At the meeting, we agreed to include a common area for the tenants to sit and for their children to play. So devotees, they tried a lot so that tenants can get some facilities so that they can become devotee, because Prabhupada wanted. And Prabhuji also mentioning that they tried so that they can become devotee. Almost 35 tenants, but it could not happen. Only 1 or 2 families. Quote, Premnath and I met with municipal officials last week to sort out the different pending disputes. The municipality is ready to renew the permission for the existing temple and to meet all our other requests. The only dispute which was not resolved involves that 10-foot strip of land which the city survey department has demarcated as public road. Tomorrow, Mr. Asnani and I are going to approach the city survey department with our evidence to convince them that the access road is our private property and that they should adjust their present maps according to the documents which show the road as being private. If the city survey office does not agree, we can always file a case in court and let the judge decide. Otherwise, the municipality still agrees that even if the 10-foot strip is declared to be public, they are willing to give it to us in exchange for our claim for compensation for the setback land which we have already given them. Unquote. Maharaj says, I also reflected in my letter on our success in obtaining the NOC for the temple from the police. Quote, you must be pleased that we received the NOC from the police to construct our temple. It was a great fight, even up to the last moment. Mr. Mahatre was trying everything to stop us, but by Krishna's grace, he could not succeed. As stated in the Bhagavad-gita, Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matira Mama. Everyone is appreciating how we could overcome such powerful opposition. But we know the secret that wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, there is automatically victory and opulence. A week later, I wrote, quote, last week Premnath completed a nice portfolio of plans and drawings of the project. And I shall send a portfolio for you with Kuladari Prabhu when he goes to New Vrindavan. Unquote. While Prabhupada was in America, he received a telegram from Tejias saying that if he wanted an interview with Indira Gandhi, he would have to come immediately. So he cut short his North America tour and within days was back in Juhu. On his first morning walk, he reflected on his recent difficulties. Quote, so many obstacles we are facing. Unquote. He said, quote, never mind, still we are coming out gradually. Kunti Devi said, Krishna, may all those dangerous days come again so that I can always remember you. When we were in dangerous days, you were always with us. Now we are prosperous. Now you are going away. So better I call for those dangerous days again so that you can remain with us and we can become surrendered to you. Unquote. So Prabhupada talks about the prayers of Kunti Maharani. How should be the mood of a devotee in every situation so that he can remember Krishna. If situation is very comfortable but not favorable so that we can remember Krishna, we don't want. Means devotees, they don't want. So Kunti Maharani says, now we are prosperous, but now you are not with us. So let all dangerous days come again, so that we can have your association. We can have the association of Krishna. Then, looking at the Arabian Sea, Prabhupada remembered his voyage to America. Quote, I started on this ocean, 13th August, this ferocious ocean. Unquote. One day, shortly thereafter, Lalita Bose, the daughter of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's brother, came to meet Prabhupada. I knew her from Calcutta, where she used to visit our temple. They spoke mostly in Bengali, Prabhupada telling her about his mission and asking her to help him, specifically in approaching Indira Gandhi. Quote, we should be supported, he said. If she understands, India will develop, I am sure. This is not bogus. This is exactly what Krishna has said. Our mission is Yare Dekha, Tare Kaha, Krishna Upadesh. Bas. If you speak what Krishna has instructed, you become Guru. But if you make your own concoction, your own invention, then I don't speak any nonsense. Only the instruction given in the Bhagavad-gita. That is my credit. That's all. People say that I have done wonderful, but I do not know any magic. The wonderful thing I have done is that I don't speak any nonsense thing. Whatever success we have achieved is due to this. Unquote. So Prabhupada is sharing the success formula of his own success. What is the credit? He was just repeating the words of his own Guru Maharaj. He tries to fulfill the instruction of his own Guru Maharaj. That is the only key to get success. And Prabhupada is very grave, very heavy, that I don't speak any nonsense. Only the instruction given in the Bhagavad-gita. So whenever we go out, we meet people, we should speak from scriptures. Bhagavad-gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, nectar of devotion. Okay, they are outside material, mundane world. So they have so many stuff to talk about. But what we have? Jare dekha tare kaha, Krishna Upadesh. Just only speak from Shastras. That is giving association. Otherwise, so many things are there. So many things are there. Politics, sports, so many things. And we see newspapers nowadays totally are filled up with those nuisance, actually. Quote unquote, what you say, you act accordingly, Rita added. Quote, what I learn from Krishna, I say. I don't say independently. That is not my business. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Amara Agyaya Guru Haya Tara Ei Desh. You deliver your village people and become a Guru. Everyone is not going to be so big that he can go all over the world. But everyone can teach within his limit, within his family, within his community, within his village, within his town, within his district. Prabhupada taught us, each one, teach one. So at least that much we can try. As he is capable, he can increase. But everyone can become a Guru and deliver the local people. How? Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Then you are Guru. As soon as you manufacture anything, nonsense, then it is spoiled. That is going on. So many Gurus are there, they are manufacturing, they are becoming Krishna. That is nonsense. You cannot become Krishna. Ishwarah sarva bhutanam riddesha arjuna tisthati. Can you stay in everyone's heart? You are claiming to be God. This one instance, Ishwarah sarva bhutanam riddesha arjuna tisthati. He is Andantarastha paramanu chayantarastam. He is within this universe and he is within the atom. You are claiming to be Ishvara, God. Are you within the atom? Are you within everyone's heart? Then how do you claim that you are Ishvara? Practical. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam. Prabhupada is very heavy. He is clearly defeating that concept. People, they say they are God or they are some expansion of God. Prabhupada says the Paramatma Roop is the expansion of Krishna, which is in this material world, not in the spiritual world, only this material world, this Paramatma Roop. So by this shloka, Prabhupada clearly defeated that kind of concept. If you are there in everyone's heart, are you there in each and every atom? Then how can you be a God? Then another shloka Prabhupada quotes from Srimad Bhagavad-gita. God is in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtaha. If people lead their lives on the basis of Bhagavad-gita, everything will be fine. And as soon as you manufacture something, then it is spoiled. That is going on. The so-called gurus get some mystic power, yoga siddhi, and they show it and mislead people that they are God. That is the difficulty. Why it is the difficulty? Because people, they don't read scriptures, they don't read Bhagavad-gita, they don't read Bhagavatam. And when they see some kind of miracle, some mystic yogic power, they become attracted. Chamatkar ko namaskar. But Prabhupada taught us, Prabhupada describes in so many his purports, that God is not that cheap. God does not need that kind of cheap, mystic miracles or magic kind of activities. That is going on. The so-called gurus get some mystic power, yoga siddhi, and they show it and mislead people that they are God. That is the difficulty. In Calcutta, before meeting Prabhupada, Lalita had been a leading follower of Satya Sai Baba, who had showed some magic and been accepted by many people as God. But after being enlightened by Prabhupada, she challenged Sai Baba, quote, "Why are you misleading people? By producing and giving them material things, you are involving them more in materialism. Bhaktivedanta Swami is performing the real miracle, making pure devotees of Krishna." Unquote. So this Lalita Mataji, the daughter of Subhash Chandra Bose's brother, she was earlier the follower of Satya Sai Baba, South Indian God, so-called God. Huh? But when she associated with Prabhupada and Prabhupada explained her the philosophy, then she was convinced. And we can see here, she was not so scholared, but still she is going to Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba, who was accepted by so many people a God. And she is telling to that Satya Sai Baba that why are you cheating people? That much courage we can have by reading Prabhupada books, by hearing Prabhupada lectures, by hearing from his sincere followers. That much courage. Still we can see when we go for book distribution, we can go to collector office, we can meet collector. Isn't it? And they will also respect you. They will make you sit. It is another matter they will take book or not, but still. So this is the power of Prabhupada, his books, his mission. So that girl is challenging Satya Sai Baba. Prabhupada asked for gurus, godmen and good people with my chapter about him. Quote, they have written about me, unquote. He told Lalita, quote, and about others as well. They have written about the others that when they were born, a light came and they did some miracle. For me, these things are not there. For me, there is a picture in Dallas. I am taking one child's hand and I am teaching how to write in Sanskrit. This is my miracle, unquote. Prabhupada is saying that in some newspapers, people talking about these so-called gods, they born, some light came, or this, that. We don't see such kind of things, especially in Kali Yuga. So Prabhupada says, for them that is miracle. But for what is actual miracle Prabhupada did? He is teaching where? In America. In India, we don't learn nowadays Who learns? We learn ABCD. And Prabhupada is teaching E, and so on. So that they are pronouncing Sanskrit shlokas very nicely. He asked Brahmananda to show Lalita the recommendations of professors who had purchased his books and a Hindi article about New Vrindavan. Quote, the people in America are very much appreciating this, unquote, he told her. Quote, when I meet the Prime Minister, I will take this, unquote. She said, quote, you are changing people, actually transforming them. I just saw your temple in Mayapur, amazing. And the temple in Vrindavan, you can't even leave. Everyone is saying that the worship in the Hare Krishna Mandir is the best. They are saying that the deities look like they are about to speak. They look so alive. So one day one person was also saying, when first he come to this SriSriRadhaRasbihari temple, and he was going to take darshan of SriSriRadhaRasbihari, and then suddenly eventually he saw the deity of Prabhupada. So in first look, he thought the Swamiji is sitting over there. Swamiji is sitting over there. So what to speak of SriSriRadhaRasbihari? Prabhupada deity is also looking like they are about to speak. And they are SriSriRadhaRasbihari standing over there. Not just only statue. Quote, people are so impressed the way the devotees are putting the shankha and then, arati. People say that is amazing. That they have never seen anything like it. The door opens and at the same time the shankh sounds, unquote. In all our temples in America and Europe, we have the same standard, unquote. Prabhupada pointed out. Quote, you must give me your blessings, unquote. Lalita said. Quote, Indraji has a strong desire and told me that I must tell you about village development. That the government is ready to give all money, but that they need sincere devotees, unquote. Quote, unquote. Immediately, Prabhupada responded. Quote, sincere devotees we don't have the facility. If they are properly prepared, they can genuinely do the work, unquote. I told Indraji that Guru Maharaj has come to us. I even gave her all this literature, unquote. Quote, this is my prayer. At least 100 men come. I require. They will not take even 1 paisa from India. I can show you in the accounts how money is coming from outside for their maintenance. They don't care about politics. They just need visas. They will not take 1 paisa from India. Rather, they will give. And we saw this SriSriRadhaRasbihari temples completely. The money used, which is came by America. They have no scarcity. They have come here to learn about Bhagavad Bhakti. And if India throws them out, it is not a good thing. They have nothing to do with politics. We are trying to unite the whole world. And our platform is Krishna consciousness. This is the United Nations. They, the so-called United Nations, have been working for over 20 years. What work have they done? Only increasing the flags. Hindustan, Pakistan, Vietnam, what is this? This is not unity. Panditah samadarshinaha. Without being a pandit, without acquiring knowledge, how can they have equal vision? Brahma bhutah prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samah sarveshu bhuteshu. Only when one is transcendental can be equally disposed. Being covered by the darkness of Maya, they cannot have equal vision. Being envious and competitive of each other, such a big work, Krishna consciousness, is going on all over the world. And those who are assisting me, if the India government rejects them, it is not good. The Prabhupada is studying over here simply by the knowledge of bhakti, we can bring the unity, peace in the world. Otherwise, there is no hope. Because they talk about peace and happiness or shanti, but they are dividing boundaries out of enviousness. We can see nowadays, just because of enviousness means what? Why they have more? I should get more. That is enviousness. It is comparison. Unhealthy comparison. And it is the cause of war, not the cause of peace. So by spreading the message of Krishna consciousness, message of Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam, we can bring actual peace and happiness. So we'll stop reading here. And today is the beginning day of Jhulan Yatra. So we celebrate. Yes, Prabhuji wants to speak.
So we had over 35 tenants. Mother Amrita, who is sitting there. Amrita, can you raise your hand? She is the daughter of Mr. Pathak. We had Brahmachari Ashram on top floor. Her house was on the first floor. So as Giraj Swami writes, Prabhupada wanted all the tenants to become devotee or relocate them. So only her family, she became. Her father, Mr. Pathak, was a very, very nice man. I mean, I had encounter with mostly so many tenants, but her father was very loving and caring. So as his mother. I remember in 1982, in Marathon, our driving the jeep. I didn't know how to drive. I learned in America how to drive a little bit. And when I came, and I thought I can practice here. So instead of putting my leg on the brake, I put on clutch. And her father had a Toyota car and went and hit. Amrita, you remember? The Toyota car. And he used to really take care very nicely. He was the pilot. And he really used to take care of the car, cleaning, everything. And hardly they went anywhere in the car, if I remember. Always I see that there. But I hit it. So even he came down, saw, but he was very cool. He never got angry. He was not very attached. He was from Mathura about there. Our family from Mathura, Pathak. So not very attached or anything. And then we paid them 5,000 rupees for repairing the car that time. So Mother Amrita ki jai, she is here. She is only one shining moon among a star. Other thing about the 10 feet street, you said, you know, the street is here, but now it doesn't look like a street. When the car come inside, one is out gate, one is in gate. The in gate was the street. That tamarind tree, imli ka jo ped hai, imli ka ped was on one side tha, and then we had a fountain, other side, so it was crossing. So Mr. Asnani was our advocate. So the compromise came that, they wanted to go from here. And then, of course, as you read, municipality, we had big fight and there were no wall. So Rane Maidan and our was like hardly 2 feet wall. This much wall was there. So this was like a street. Of course, we build the wall other side and we tear down this one. Then we gave them access for Raut Lane near Chaudhary House, where our sweet stall is there. And outside sweet stall, they have made chaat masala place. What do you call it? Now they sell, so what do you call it? No, not bada pav. This side, dosa, masala dosa. So they are see their own corner this much, that we gave them access. It's unfortunate that we closed it. We should not close it, but we closed it. Now one access is gone. So by the government, a court order, we gave the access. And when we were building second phase, we blocked that also. So I just wanted to tell where was that 10-feet road. So the whole, just imagine if that road was still there, then we had a very narrow entrance to Hare Krishna land, but 10 feet came inside. Tejas Prabhu was the first temple president of Delhi. And he is still around. He is in somewhere, in Rajwa somewhere. Or Manmohan Krishna, where is he? Sleeping? He was made devotee by Tejas. Tejas is still there. Tejas. Manmohan was made devotee by Tejas. And Tejas was staying in Bangalore. So, right? They all know. One who is Manmohan Chela, they know. Manmohan himself is sleeping. So this I wanted to remind that we have a 10-feet road. And other became devotee was our baby. Kya naam? The baby ka naam. It's a warrior cavity. Smriti. Not Smriti Irani. Other Smriti. Smriti Dasi. Hare Krishna. So, he was a very nice man. Prabhupada has a very good friend. Mr. Snani, Dr. Patel. Every day morning walk. And from morning walk they will come and they will line there. And Dr. Patel told everybody should pray to Srinathji. That Srinathji was given by Mr. Choksi. His bungalow was next to Hema Malini. And then later on, Choksi told me that I have a big painting. So I went to his house and he gave second painting, which is this one in Prakarama Marg. That I got from him. And he gave when the temple opened. So that was Mr. Choksi.
Hare Krishna. When one disciple asked Prabhupada, why you are not initiating Setiji? Then Prabhupada told, let him stay like this. All this 10-feet road and all, we have to, officially, manage all these things and give some bribe and all to municipality and all. All this dirty work should not be done by initiated Vaishnavas. So, for doing all this, beating up and protecting devotees and doing all this kind of dirty work, he should remain without initiation. So that is the secret why Prabhupada never initiated Setiji. Yeah, like that. I was reading in Gurudas Prabhu's book. Gurudas Prabhu and Yamuna Mataji, they had a very good friendship with Mrs. Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. They used to call each other by first name. Indira Gandhi used to call Gurudas, Yamuna, like that. And they used to call Indira like that. So they are very close.
Sir Gurudas was one of the first temple president of Vrindavan. He was there. And Jamuna was very close to Prabhupada. So much so She used to sit next to Prabhupada in class. She used to go morning walk with Prabhupada every day. And once in 1971, there was Kumbh Mela. And Prabhupada gave a lecture on Ajamil. That time 6 cantos were not translated. So he read from his commentary of Sridhar Swami and Juhu Goswami. And towards the end, so the devotee, Tamal Krishna Maharaj told Yamuna, you should not sit next to Prabhupada. We are in India. People will not like Swamiji and sitting. So she was sitting backside. So Prabhupada gave lecture, and after lecture, he said, I gave this lecture for Jamuna. Because he didn't see her. So many devotees were there. So one day, Prabhupada was sitting in his tent, and Jamuna was passing by. Prabhupada called her in her tent. And he said that, where were you today in class? Then she told whole episode. She was sitting backside and said, Prabhupada, I used to sit next to you. I used to walk with you. I used to cook for you. I traveled with you. But now Tamal said that we are in India and I cannot sit next to you. So Prabhupada said, Prabhupada did not say, he didn't support her or anything. Neither he supported Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So he played a neutral part. Just he didn't want to disappoint Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who was Prabhupada's secretary, and he didn't want to disappoint Jamuna. So Jamuna writes that day I understood how to live in the absence of a spiritual master. Love in separation. So that was the day that I felt Prabhupada left me. So from that day, she always lived with Prabhupada in separation. Never, Jamuna. Prabhupada had a special blessing for her. I mean, he gave whole class for her. That's not ordinary. And those devotees had done a lot, Guru Das, Jamuna.
Thank you very much for both Prabhujis. And I ask forgiveness because I was just reading. I cannot share much because I did not face any challenge. When I joined here, there was only one challenge in Brahmachari Ashram building. That was bugs, Khatmal challenge when I joined. Otherwise, I did not see any challenge over here.
We have money, we have all facilities, but the biggest challenge is the mobile phone and internet.
What do you want me to say, Prabhu? I don't know. I just need to say thank you, Srila Prabhupada, that you allowed me to be a part of this wonderful movement and also awarding me and my whole circle of friends with devotional service that's purifying us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. So now our time is over. Should we continue or? It's over. He told me to talk about Jhulan Yatra, something about Jhulan Yatra. Okay, so from today onwards, this 5 days Jhulan Yatra is going to begin. So we see in ISKCON temples, we have so many festivals. When we were outside, we were having few festivals throughout the year, but in ISKCON we see we have so many festivals. In Bengali there is one proverb, Baro Mashe Tero Parva. Who is Bengali? Or in Udiya they say, Bara Maser Tera Parva. Means in a month of, in a year of 12 months we have 13 festivals. But here we see, we have all Madhav Tithis, 24 or 26 Ekadashi in a year, that is festival. Then appearance day of Vishnu Tattvas, that is festival. Appearance, disappearance day of so many acharyas, festivals. So we have so many festivals to celebrate. So among those festivals, we have one Jhulan Yatra festival. So, like in Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji says 5.56 that Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanapi Vamshi Priya Sakhi. In spiritual world, every word is a song and every step is a dance. So that is spiritual world, and we are in spiritual world only. We are celebrating every day, every word, every step we are celebrating like we are celebrating a festival. Even in South India, Srirangam temple is there. So they celebrate 200 days of festival in a year. So that we can see so many festivals we have. But we see when Krishna is there inside the altar, he is like king. Like in Dwarika, Krishna was king. People are coming, paying obeisances. We hear from scriptures, Brahmaji, Shivji, Indra, Varun, they all are paying obeisances unto the lotus feet of Krishna. They are afraid of him. And then we see on these festivals like Jhulan Yatra, Krishna will come out. Krishna will come out with Radha Rani. So like inside the altar, we are very respectable to Krishna. Of course, outside also, but outside the altar, Krishna is in Vrindavan mood. He is not king no more. Who is he? He is Gopal. He is coming outside to play with Brajavasis. In that mood, Krishna is coming out on this Jhulan Yatra, or we have both festivals. So that, because Krishna does not like that mood. Krishna wants to play with Gopas and Gopis. He wants to play with the Brajavasis. So that festival we have. And when Krishna was there performing these pastimes, so many pastimes on this earth, so in the month of Shravan, Krishna and Radharani, they were playing in the forest, and then other Gop and Gopis, they were giving them Jhula. So from that festival is coming out. All the festivals are centered around Krishna. Not we are celebrating all these festivals for our pleasure. Like in few days that Ganesh Chaturthi is going to come. And we see in Mumbai there is a very big festival. But who is centered? Who is the center for this festival? Lord Ganesh? No. They want to play music whatever they want, as per their desire, as per their pleasure. They are not worried about the pleasure and pain and pleasure about Lord Ganesh. So, festival means the activities centered around Krishna's pleasure. That is festival. So, we see in Jhulan Yatra, we are not making Jhula on these trees and our devotees are coming one by one and, getting enjoyed. So, Krishna is there on the Palki or Jhula. So, Krishna is the enjoyer. He is the supreme enjoyer. Actually, Krishna is the only enjoyer. And that's why he expands, he created this whole world so that he can enjoy. He wants to enjoy. And how? Then we have it all about us. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So we can enjoy through Krishna only. If we try to enjoy alone, then result in front of us. We are suffering only in this material world. The mood of festival is to serve Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna. That is the actual mood. He is the only enjoyer. And he wants whatever pastimes he wants to perform, he does. He does. So actually he is Rasa Raj. Only Krishna can enjoy any kind, all types of rasas. But he enjoys more when he is with his devotees. We see Lord Krishna killed Kamsa in just one punch, fighting with Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksh, few seconds. Then we see he is fighting with Jamvan, his devotee, 28 days. He is enjoying. with devotees. Then we see Ras Leela, one kalpa, 1 day of Brahma, 432 crores years, 4.3 billion years he is enjoying. So Krishna likes to enjoy with devotees. There is one payar in Chaitanya Chaitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 5. यद्यपि केवल तार क्रीड़ा मात्र धर्म तथापि जीवेर कृपाय करे एक कर्म. Although his pastimes are his only characteristic functions, by his causeless mercy he performs one activity for the fallen soul. Like we see movie, we see the trailer of the movie. What is there inside the trailer? Like 2-3 minutes or 1-2 minutes. That is not whole movie. Correct? So here we see Krishna comes to this material world. He performs some pastimes like trailer. Means only just few pastimes he is performing over here, so that we can develop some attachment, some attraction for Krishna. But rest in spiritual world, every moment he is performing so many pastimes. He is enjoying. He is only enjoyer. And we are also expansion of Krishna. We are mini Krishna. We want to enjoy. But if we want to enjoy without Krishna, then there is a suffering. Prahlad Maharaj says, the beginning of suffering is what? When we start planning for enjoying separate from Krishna. So that is the problem that is the cause of our problem. We want to enjoy without Krishna. If we want to enjoy with Krishna, Krishna is giving all opportunities. He is coming for that purpose only, so that we can hear about him, we can know about him, and then we can develop the taste. So this Julan Yatra is coming down, coming off the altar, so that we can serve him. We are giving Jula. So in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that devotees and Krishna both are tied with the rope of love. Love is most important. So here in this moment we see by the mercy of Prabhupada and Acharyas, just by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simply by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can develop the love of Godhead in our heart. It is there. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabu na hai. It is already there. What we need to do? Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Uday. So it is very, very important to hear, so that we can purify our heart, and then Krishna will appear. So we see, if we don't hear, suppose his mobile is there, if we don't hear about such kind of device and it comes, it appears in front of us, will we be able to recognize what is that dabba? Because we heard about this device so much. Similarly, if we hear about Krishna again and again and again, we'll develop that love, that affection, that attachment, so that we want to meet Krishna one day. We want to go spiritual world. And that is the ultimate goal of human form of life. If you have human life, then what is the real success? If you are trying to develop Krishna consciousness. When we are trying to get happiness without Krishna, what happens? We get some happiness by the mercy of Krishna only, because Krishna is the only sanctioning authority. So we get happiness by the mercy of Krishna, but after getting some happiness, what happens? We get attached with that activity or that happiness, and that is the cause of misery. So we should hear again and again about Krishna, we should chant, we should read Bhagavad-gita, we should hear from senior devotees, Prabhupada lectures are there. So we can develop that love for Krishna. And with that love, not just only rope is there, that is Krishna's mercy. Krishna, he is very merciful. So he appeared in the form of Archa Vigraha so that we can serve, we can purify ourselves. So we can hear, we can develop love, then we can, give swing, give jhula to Krishna with that rope of love. So we should end here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Kantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna land ki jai.